Hello, and thank you for joining our presentation today. It will be about enabling next-generation connected workers by CBT. Your speakers today will be myself, Mike Stebick, Solution Manager of Wearable Compute. We'll also be doing a live demonstration with Mike Kiram, Systems Engineer, who's out in the field. So at CBT, we are a woman-owned technology solution provider and an IT/OT domain expert integrator. A little bit about the Refinery of the Future we'll be showing here shortly. For the past 3 years, while most companies were trying to experiment with IIoT solutions in a proof of concept or mini lab environment, we were lucky to get involved with the process manufacturing company that was willing to let us test and deploy IIoT solutions in an operational, profit-driven landscape, a chemical plant. That company was Texmark Chemical, and this project has been termed the Refinery of the Future. So the device that we'll be showcasing today is the Realwear HT1. This is head-mounted tablet. So this is a device that will attach to any industry standard hard hat or ball cap or a simple strap that allows the user to be in full PPE and have gloves and do all of the tasks by voice command. This could be entering data verbally and getting away from pen and paper, having video conferencing, taking photos, videos, as well as many other tasks that we'll demonstrate here shortly. So for our demonstrations, our first demonstration will be a remote worker demonstration. Our second demonstration will experience augmented reality that will be showing how we empower the field workers. So for the first demonstration, again, we'll be doing remote worker. In this scenario, the plant operator connects with the field technician to help quickly diagnose and get the pump and plant up and running again. By getting the pump running quickly, the team maximizes uptime and profitability. Remote worker is huge because, as you're going to be seeing, we don't have to physically get on a plane or do a truck roll out to Houston to the chemical plant. We're able to see through the operator, the local boots on the ground's eyes, help him collaborate and troubleshoot without having to physically be there. We could be the subject matters experts anywhere around the world and provide value to help that. So without any further ado, we're going to go to Mike Kiram, who's live in the plant. Mike, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
So we have a live audience that we wanted to demonstrate the remote worker solution, how we're able to communicate and collaborate remotely without having to physically be there or travel. So can you maybe go up to the vacuum pump, which is one of the most critical pumps, and show a couple of the wired sensors and the QR code that we'll be touching on in our second demonstration, please?
Sure. Okay, this is the vacuum pump, and it is a mixed phase vapor and liquid vacuum pump. And the pump is on the right, the motor is on the left. We have a temperature and vibration sensor on the pump suction bearing right here. We have a temperature and vibration sensor on the pump discharge bearings. And we have a temperature and vibration sensor on the motor bearings. On the coupling housing here, we have a thing mark that provides the augmented reality reference point and identifies the pump. Oh, here, look, let me let you hear the pump. Okay, I'm on the discharge bearing area. I'm not touching it.
So just for the audience, I want to demonstrate, that was to demonstrate the noise cancellation. Notice we don't hear it because it's got great noise cancellation, so we can have crystal clear communication. However, sometimes when we're doing repairs and troubleshooting, you might want to hear some background noise, so you can toggle that off as needed. Mike, I'd love to show that we can document stuff in the field. So can you maybe take a snapshot of the pump to show that we can record anything you're seeing in a live session and have a picture documented for later purposes?
Sure, take snapshot.
So for the audience, if you see over here, I have a content window. That picture just showed up. So Mike, if you could head over to the panel, I'd love to demonstrate a couple other things for the audience real quick.
Sure.
So as you see here, he's looking at one of the panels. He might not be sure what to look at or what to pull or anything like that as far as a lever or button. So I can actually do live annotations on my computer that he's actually seeing on the HT1 helmet. So Mike, can you say to the audience to demonstrate that, what shape and what color it is I'm annotating on and maybe what I'm hovering over?
It's a yellow oval It's around the LED vacuum indicator in the upper left-hand part of the panel.
Okay, great. And can you zoom in just to show we can get really up close and personal on the equipment or asset to see through your eyes?
Yeah, I'm standing 3 feet away from the panel right now. Zoom level 5.
It looks like that's about 78.8. Is that correct? 78.9?
Yeah, I just switched to 78.9. And also, I can come in closer. It has an autofocus.
Oh, that's fantastic.
So
We
you
can
can
definitely
actually
read that,
yeah.
so no issues there. But 78.8 and 78.9 are normal for that, so no concerns there, right?
Exactly. Zoom level
Can you
1.
maybe show what you uncovered in our last demonstration too about the cooling?
Sure. Yeah, this panel right over here has the electronics that are associated with the vibration sensors we showed you. And while I was out here, I noticed something. The panel is cooled using plant air with a vortex cooler, which takes the compressed air and generates cooling that goes into the panel. And when I was over here, I realized that there is no airflow, and someone has isolated the air supply, and I don't know why. So while the panel's okay right now, when the temperatures get up there, we really need the cooling. So I could contact the control room right now and find out who turned it off and why, and before I just can't just turn it back on not knowing why it's turned off. So it's an example of being able to collaborate while I'm here or when I discover it.
And that's great. Well, really appreciate you doing the live look-in, Mike. That was fantastic. I think it really shows the audience how we don't have to get on a plane or do a truck roll to get on site, that we could see through your eyes and collaborate remotely from anywhere around the world. So ton of benefits there. I do want to show the audience that we can pull up that snapshot he took standing in front of the pump just to show that looks like. Notice high quality, high resolution photo of the pump. This is timed and date stamped over here. And then we can have it saved in the room until we upload it to the cloud or to the on-prem storage. Since this is HP Discover, we do use Nimble storage for our on-prem storage at the plant. So with that said, I'm going to roll back into my next demonstration. So thanks, Mike. So for my second demonstration, as you saw on the pump, we have a QR code that was on the middle of the pump right here that I'm circling just in case you need a quick refresher. That QR code is a scannable image that triggers the display of an augmented reality experience. The augmented reality experience that I'm going to show you was completely customized for Texmark, the Refinery of the Future. At CBT, we're able to build customized dashboards and user interfaces depending on the customer and the challenges that the operators and management want us to solve. So I'm going to play a quick video to show how that looks. So just to show real quick, this is the heads-up display screen that you're seeing from the HMT1 tablet. By saying voice commands like My Programs, it will open to the next tab. This is all the applications we have installed on Mike's helmet currently, but just like your cell phone, this is a customizable platform that we can download hundreds of apps from the App Store or load any kind of Android APK. By moving your head left and right was how we navigate that. So once we scan that QR code, it brings up the dashboard. Again, that was completely customized for the Refinery of the Future, and we can do different ones for every customer based off their vertical. The first tab shows the vibration and temperature, which are critical for the pump. The second is condition-based maintenance, which shows the schedule repairs for the upcoming pump. History shows historical values over a date and time to detect any anomalies while we're doing our inspections and rounds. By saying video, it takes us to the video tab that we have local videos such as training videos uploaded, as you can see that playing. The Docs tab shows any kind of technical specs and user manuals that we have for the equipment, and it could be a 5,000-page PDF. The Service tab has kind of a video holder to show any kind of videos on how to do the maintenance, and the Wired tab shows the reading from those 3 yellowed wired sensors you saw attached to the pump. So again, this was a completely customized dashboard for Texmark, but we can do anything, and we can have all these on different assets, different assets and equipment all throughout the plant, showing different experiences and all the real-time data. That pump is 50 years old, so when you walk up to it, it's very critical to know what exactly is going on with it as you're doing your inspections and maintenance on it. So we're going to pause for a quick second and do a demonstration poll question. If the audience, Ronnie's going to cue that up real quick, can please answer it. We'll give you about a minute to answer it. We'd love to see what you thought of the demo so far, please. And again, demonstration was remote worker or remote mentor, that a subject matter expert could be helping the local boots on the ground without having to travel or physically be there, helping get that immediate resolution and quicker repair as quickly as possible to get that equipment up and running. It looks like the response was still grasping the concept, but interested in seeing other use cases. So I'm glad you said that. We'll actually be touching on some other use cases real quick, just to kind of show the different industries. So we have some use cases in construction, medical, automotive, utilities, and oil and gas. So we'd like you to answer what industry you're in so I can customize the presentation to specifically touch on that industry. And if you do check other, if you could touch on, okay, great, it looks like you're in utilities, so I'll cut straight to that. So thank you for that poll question, Rondi. So just to kind of go straight to utilities. So a couple challenges we're seeing for utilities, that they have their own set of unique challenges, but just to kind of give a couple scenarios, that distribution linemen need to document damage after a storm and repair power lines to restore power to the community. They may need to take photos while wearing full PPE and gloves, or need to review a specific procedure or process on the asset they're repairing. Another challenge is for utility locators. It's imperative to know what the location of underground infrastructure and pipes are to avoid costly strikes and potentially life-threatening risks as they dig into the ground. So with our solution, distribution linemen can take photos and videos hands-free by using simple voice commands to document the damage of the storm for the company compliance purposes and insurance purposes. The lineman can also quickly pull up documents and procedures by using voice commands to see critical documents, all while in full PPE and gloves. Using augmented reality, we can also give a 3D view of what is underground before they're digging to prevent any near misses or incidents, saving money and lives. And again, we also have the ability to enter information into the spreadsheets, Word documents, while in the field, getting rid of paper and pencil and clipboards in the field, going all digital for that. So it looks like we do have another attendee. So I would like to go do a quick another live demonstration for the audience that just joined. Again, if you have any questions, please insert it into the chat now. We'd love to make this interactive and hear your thoughts, hear how, if you have any challenges, how we can address that. So please, insert it into the chat and we will do a Q&A section. So I'm going to run back real quick to give just kind of an example of the demonstration, and we'll roll into a quick demonstration again with our local boots on the ground for the people that just joined. So for the audience that just joined, our first demonstration is going to be doing a remote worker exercise. In this scenario, the plant operator connects with the field technician or the subject matter expert to help quickly diagnose and get the pump at the plant up and running as soon as possible. By getting the pump running quickly, the team maximizes uptime and profitability. So the huge advantage here is we can see a live look-in from our local boots on the ground, Mike Kieram, one of our engineers who's out at a chemical plant in Houston, Texas, the Refinery of the Future, and we can see through his eyes and actually coach him on how to do that job or that task in the field without having to do any travel, get on a plane, no truck roll or traveler per diem, to make immediate decisions to get that equipment up and running as soon as possible. So with that said, I'm going to go to Mike. Mike, are you there? Looks like he just joined the room. So notice he just toggled on his camera. Mike, we can't hear you. If you could toggle on your microphone, please.
All right.
So Mike is at the chemical plant, the Refinery of the Future in Houston. And again, we're able to see through his eyes and communicate with him and collaborate to do any kind of repairs, troubleshooting, or coach him as, he's a new operator at the plant. So Mike, can you walk up to the vacuum pump, which is one of the most critical pumps, and kind of maybe show the wired sensors that was in demo 2 and point out the QR code for the audience?
Sure. Okay, so this is the vacuum pump. It's a mixed phase vacuum pump with liquid and vapor. Pumps on the right, motor on the left. On the pump suction bearing, we have a temperature and vibration sensor. And on the pump discharge, we have a temperature and vibration sensor. On the coupling housing, we have a thing mark, which provides the reference point for augmented reality and identifies the pump. And we have a temperature and vibration sensor on the pump motor bearing.
Okay, great.
Oh, yeah, you want to hear the bearing noise? It's normal for the pump because of the mixed phases.
Okay, great. And then can you stand back and take another snapshot again, just so we can show how that looks? How we can document anything in the
Sure.
field real time.
Take snapshot.
So for the audience, we just did a first round during the session here, but the second image will pop up in the content window here shortly. Mike, can you go over to the panel real quick, just so we could show that? Looks like we just had another attendee join. So I just wanted to show that we're doing a live look-in at Houston, Texas at a chemical plant. We have one of our engineers, Mike Kiram, who's in the plant. So with our solution, we're able to connect and see through his eyes and communicate bidirectionally, so we can help him do specific job and tasks as we're the subject matter experts. So again, without needing to get on a plane or do a truck roll or travel, we're able to help him get that job done correctly the first time to get the equipment up and rolling. So I also want to demonstrate live annotations. So anything I annotate on my screen, he's actually able to see on the heads-up display of his head-mounted tablet. So to demonstrate that, Mike, can you maybe say what color and what shape of what I just annotated, maybe what I'm annotated over?
Yeah, it's a yellow oval around the pump vacuum indicator, upper left-hand part of the panel.
Okay, great. And then can you also zoom in to show that we can see, the readings pretty close, without even having to physically be there?
Okay, and I'm about 3 feet away from the panel right now. Zoom level 5. Zoom level 5. I'll also move in where you can see it closer. It is autofocus.
Oh, that's nice. So it looks like it's 73 or 79.2 or 79.3, but that's normal for that pump, right?
That it's normal for this pump, and that's the correct number.
Okay, great. And then if
Zoom
you
level
could
1.
maybe show what you were showing me about the cooling, I think that's really cool that we just uncovered in this last demo.
Well, it's not cool enough, you realize. So this is the panel that houses the electronics associated with the vibration sensors and the edge gateway. This is a vortex cooler that uses plant air, compressed air, in order to generate cooling that's injected into the cabinet. And it's a filter. And when I was over here inspecting things, I realized someone has turned off the plant air associated with the cooler. While current temperatures here, it's not a dire emergency, but as the temperatures continue to go up in the summer, we don't want to be surprised by failing equipment. So this is an example where I can reach out to someone, and while I'm here, show them what I found and collaborate with them to find out why it's turned off. I just can't turn it back on without knowing why. And so we can get this thing resolved.
And the nice thing is, we would normally have to be in full PPE standing next to you, but we can see everything you're seeing, from the comfort of our own home office or, actual office. So very cool stuff. And just to show the audience, when you take that last snapshot in front of the pump, I can pull it up in front of the content window right here just to show it. So notice the high quality, high resolution photo of the pump. We can use this for documentation to show work was completed, detect any kind of anomalies, show it was something was smoking on that pump, for instance. So this is actually saved in the room until we move it to our on-prem storage. We're using Nimble storage such as HP Discover or to the cloud. So that's our live remote worker demo. Again, no need for travel. We can have our boots on the ground, our operator, communicate with us in a one-to-one or one-to-many all around the world real time to help do that job or that task. For our second demo, I just want to play it again real quick. It's an AR experience. As you see this QR code that I'm circling here, that was actually on the pump itself. That QR code can be scanned by the HMT device to trigger the display of an augmented reality experience. It's this customized user dashboard. So I'm going to play the video real quick and talk through it for the people that just joined. So this is the home screen of the HMT1. This is what the user is seeing on the heads-up display. Again, all actions are controlled by voice command. So by saying my programs gets you to the list of applications. and physically moving your head left and right toggles through them. Just like your cell phone, we can download tons of apps from the App Store or load any kind of Android APK or other company app. After scanning the QR code, it gets you to our customized dashboard. This again is specifically created for TechSmart chemicals, but we can create a customized dashboard to show real-time IoT data for any customer or any industry. So the first tab shows that vibration and temperature readings. By saying CBM, it gets us to the condition-based maintenance, which shows upcoming repairs on it. History shows historical values over a date and time to detect any anomalies. By showing video, we can actually show the training videos here that is a new operator that as they're walking up to different pieces of equipment, because we have tons of these QR codes in the field, they can see what they're working on. The Docs tab shows all the documentation for technical specs, blueprints, or manuals. Service is where we have sample videos of how to do the work. And the Wired tab shows the Wired tab of those 3 yellow sensors that were attached to the pump. So again, this is a completely customized user dashboard. That's a 50-year-old pump that the user has no idea what's going on with it. And while they're walking up and scanning it, they can get insight into the real-time IoT data to help doing their inspection rounds as they're doing maintenance. So we're going to do our demonstration poll question again for the people that just joined.
Toggle microphone.
Mike, you still there, right?
Yes, I am. My hotspot overheated.
Okay, we have another attendee that just joined. I would like to do a live demonstration again real quick for them.
Okay, I'll be right there. Toggle camera.
So for the audience that just joined, we're going to be doing a live
Toggle
look in
microphone.
for a remote worker. We have a local worker out at a chemical plant in Houston, Texas. I want to demonstrate how we're able to see through his eyes and communicate him, the local engineer, to repair that equipment without having to physically travel, get on a plane to be there. So imagine this is a 24/7 plant, so downtime is costing them big money. So I want to just do a quick demonstration real quick for you. Mike, if you can toggle on your camera, please. I just want to do a condensed version. So if you can maybe walk up to the pump just so we can see through your eyes and point out, you know,
Sure.
the 3 sensors that I just showed in the video and that QR code on the pump, that'd be awesome.
Vacuum pump, there's a temperature and vibration sensor. And on the discharge of the pump, there's a temperature and vibration sensor. On the coupling housing, there is a thing that gives you your point of reference for augmented reality and identifies the pump. And then on the pump motor bearing, there's a temperature and vibration sensor.
Okay, great. And I just want to jump to Q&A real quick since we only have a couple minutes left. So if there's any questions from the audience, we'd love to address them real quick. If you can post in the chat,
Camera.
we'd love to address those questions. For the people that just joined, I see a couple new participants. We will be doing a new session in about 5 minutes. We'll be doing brand new live demonstrations. So we'd love you to attend there. So we'll take 30 seconds and open up the chat real quick. If you have any questions, please post it and we'll address them. And if we don't have any questions, you can always email us for additional demo requests or additional questions. Email it at cbtinfo@cbtechinc.com. We also highly encourage you to check our Connected Worker webinar series, a 3-part series, fantastic information at the link below. We really appreciate your time today. Hope you found this beneficial. Would love to hear from you about how this can apply to your business and help empower your workers, make them more resourceful, and make the company more profitable at the end of the day. So thank you again for joining. Have a great day. And if you missed it, please join in 5 minutes at the same thing. You can find our on-demand session by searching for D558 in the discovered search bar. So thank you again and have a great day.